Hi Domain, I'm Poh. Welcome to Casa de Chaos, my 4-bedroomer in Adelaide. Come on in. The whole concept of home is so important to me. I think because all the things that I love to do are solo and things that I can do from home. So this is my lounge room. It was a really interesting space to work with when I first moved here because I'd come from this little tiny rabbit warren of a flat with not many windows. I had like floor to ceiling light and then this giant cavity which was like 2 stories. So I actually found it quite challenging to work with. It's where I come to relax and read recipes usually, but also there's a lot of history on the walls. I've got things like the first artworks I bought myself, artworks that I made at uni, works that I swapped with friends who are also Povo artists, and then works that I've also bought from uni students. It kind of reminds me of where I came from, and I think that's a really nice thing. Come on then. Obviously, this is the kitchen where so much of my work and also leisure comes from. Cooking for me is such an adventure. Like I love to recipe test just for the fun of it. Like I love trying out new recipes. It's like a huge source of joy for me. So new kitchen benches, and then I installed a 90-centimetre oven because that is imperative for baking because I'm a savage baker, and 5 hobs. I do tend to love all my things out. So there's a whole knife rack here that looks a little bit nutsos, but in terms of the vibe, I love a lot of green because I love bringing the outside in. So green is very important for my mental health. I love lots of plants, and even here I've got a little mural going that I haven't finished yet. Yeah, so green is a big deal for me. Let's go to the real green. So the pool area is probably where my former partner and I did the most work. This was sort of semi-above ground, so we had a slab poured to meet the edge. These beautiful terracotta tiles are made by a local potter just down the road, and we wanted sort of a Mexican vibe, so there's all those beautiful like hand-rendered walls, and all the beautiful furniture was made by Jono, who's a really talented builder.
And Tim's just dropped his tennis ball on the floor.
I've always wanted a garden, and I wanted this layout of beds so that I could experiment with growing and not kind of be too hung up on landscaping, so I can kind of chop and change as I wanted. I've got a beautiful border of fruit trees, so I've got plums, apples, pears, avos, fig. It is just a dream in summer. It's my favourite thing to just go pluck a peach off the tree and sit here and just eat it warm. It is amazing. And of course the bees as well. It was just so transformative for me to have this garden because tending to the soil, weeding, I find all those things very meditative. And I think as a foodie, travelling through the seasons and understanding what goes into producing food is something that I love being connected to as well. My blue bathroom is a little bit of a source of pride and joy. I love that sort of Moroccan-y vibe, so definitely wanted encaustic tiles, which is what I have here. And then again, wanted that outside-in vibe, so lots of plants. Those windows have a really lovely story as well. So they're from my old cafe at the Central Market. When we shut it down, I kept the windows, knowing that I would repurpose them, and this is where they landed. So I really love that. It's got that little bit of memory attached to it as well. And then I have to show you something really cute. Tim's got a little medieval door here. And I also love letting things just go a bit wild. So that's just like a little violet that's come inside, and I'm like, why not? Welcome to my studio. So when I first bought the house, this was the dining room, and it was floor to ceiling heritage green. So it seemed like an eternity, but I did manage to get it white, many layers of white paint. It's a perfect room for a studio because it's got 2 banks of windows on either side, so it's beautifully light filled. A lot of people don't know, but I've been a professional painter for over 20 years, and I still spend about half my year painting to exhibit and also selling works on my website. And as with every room in this house, I have lots of special items, and this is the most specialist of all. This is an antique yum cha trolley or dim sum trolley that my beautiful late friend Cal Wilson lugged all the way from Melbourne. So I keep my paints in it. I've really spent a lot of time to create a sanctuary for myself here so that I can work in peace and with a lot of solitude. It's all about gathering for me, going out, finding little op shop finds and piecing a story together. That's really important for me to put a mark on how the place represents me.